enough. I'm going to move straight on to my issue and my idea. It relates to the how do we get more people into Coventry, and that's the question, how do we attract more visitors? The problem is the ring road, and I've got some of the quotes. The ring road is confusing, I get lost, I go around in circles, loose in the city centre, difficult junctions, and too much signage. So my solution is dead simple. It's to have a really basic website. You might have to hold that up a bit higher. Really basic website where you've got a search box where you search what you're looking for, and you've got some icons and logos for different companies or venues in the city centre. So I've got Transport Museum, Herbert Art Gallery, West Orchard Shopping, IKEA, so on and so forth. These guys are the sponsors, so they fund it. So you search or click on one of the logos, and it basically says you want junction X. So for Poole Meadow Bus Station and National Express coaches, you want junction 2. And that's easy to find on the ring road because the junctions are up in red, unlike all the signage where there's way too much signage, and because the junctions are so close together and the road layout isn't brilliant, you don't have time to read the signage because you're making sure you don't cut somebody up. So it's a very simple website with a very simple database, and it can be knocked up quite quickly with somebody with web skills. I don't want to do an app. The reason I don't want to do an app is you have to do one for iPhone, one for Android, one for Windows Phone, so on and so forth. Can't be bothered with all that. Do it in HTML5, web technology. It can then change depending on the size of the screen. So if it was a narrow mobile phone screen, these 3 rows would become 2 rows, then 1 row, etc. And the data on the second page will also be reformatted. So on here I've got the junction, and then links to view the website of the shop or the venue, opening hours, view a map, also at junction 2, and you can list other companies, businesses, venues, shops, restaurants that are available at that junction, and it will give advice on which is the best car park to go to. So yeah, information with places, maps, car parks, so on and so forth. This one. Finally, what we need, web developers. I could probably do it at a push, but it would take me a little while because I'm not that good and I'd have to learn it. Web hosting, it's not going to cost much because there's not much to the website. Not a lot of web hosting is needed, and the same, not a lot of database hosting is needed because it's not going to be a particular database. And then we need data about new businesses. So if shops open up, we need to know when they've opened so I can add them in. So some source of that information would be useful. Sustainable, yeah, it's low development cost. It's a really simple website. There's nothing to it, to be honest. Low web hosting costs, obviously. And we can fund it through the sponsors. I think they could probably fund it 100%, make it 0 cost. Low time resources. Once it's up and running, all we have to do is update it with new shops, new businesses, new venues. 10 hours a year maybe. It's just entering something into the database. And if a sponsor changes, adding them to the logos. It's very simple.
You've got a minute and a half, so if you've got change.
Questions?
Is that it?
We'll do questions then if you've got a minute and a half.
Brilliant.
I've got a question. Is that something you could then link into another website? So could you put that on Coventry City Council's website? Would there be issues about the advertising aspect?
That's the great thing about the internet is you put links and link everything together. So you could have this on Herbert Art Gallery's website. You could have
There's no conflict. There's no conflict of interest with the people who are advertising and things like that, with other potential.
I guess you clear it with them first.
Can I suggest, I mean, we'll talk about this later, but voucher codes would be a way to earn extra revenue off that, and possibly selling the parking online. I think I've got loads of experience in this field, but I think it's likely to do that.
Possibly, yeah. You can link it into as many things as you want, really. Yeah. I just want to keep it as a sort of simple. I don't want to overload it with too much data, so link out and link in rather than adding more to it, because that means more time, more money.
And it's a simple, is it 9, isn't it? It's a simple clock face.
It's dead simple. I don't think you even need to show the map, because as I say, it's confusing to look at, and you don't have time to think. When you're on the road, you're not thinking map, you're thinking numbers, junctions and things.
Not crashing is what
I'm not thinking.
That's what I'd be thinking on your ring road.
You don't have the time to read the signs on the ring road. The other thing I was thinking is if the council just added green arrows as to above the lanes which stay on the ring road, because sometimes the exits come on the left, sometimes they come on the right, and the signs aren't that clear. So even if they just put green arrows saying these 2 lanes keep you on the ring road, that one keeps you off the ring road, that would be an improvement on itself.
Yes.